Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Isn't It Time Facebook Live show today. And today we're doing Isn't It Time to Believe in Yourself? I hope wherever you are well and enjoying. And of course, it was the winter solstice here in Australia. And I know in the Northern Hemisphere, of course, the summer solstice. So it's always a great time, I think, the solstice season to do some great reflection. I saw people who had been to candlelight and fire burning ceremonies. Morning, Donna. Lovely to have you here. So there was, lots of people doing lots of things. I know, for those of you who know, my three kids all live in Canada. So for them, it's just like the land of the long sun, the midnight sun. They've been out. I know my daughter posted this week. She was on the beach after work, enjoying a wonderful dinner. And it's that time of year, as I've posted a couple of times in our Facebook group, we've posted, this is a time for deep reflection. So I hope you took some time out this week to do some reflection on, where are you heading in the next 6 months? And really, it's not about materialism at this time, I believe. For me, this time of year is about how am I growing as a person? How am I growing? And so that's what a little bit of the theme that we're doing today around believing in yourself. Hey, Debbie. Oh, it's freezing and misty. Where on earth is Yungela? Is that in New South Wales? I've never heard of Yungela. It's freezing and misty. Oh, I hope you're warm though. Even if you're freezing and misty, I hope it's warm. I kind of like that every now and then, but not all the time. Not all the time. I was having a bit of a chat with some people today. I grew up in Melbourne. I lived in Canada, and I'm freezing when it's 20 degrees here. So wherever you are, I hope you're warm. Lovely to have you here. Just let me know if you can hear me, of course. Obviously, you can. All righty, let's move on. I had a few people actually message me this week to say they couldn't make this week's live. They're going to be watching it later on. School holidays for a number of kids here. Some were last week, some this week, some next week. Morning, Louise. Oh, Becca Mackay. Oh, well, that's interesting. Becca Mackay. That's a beautiful part of the world. Beautiful part of the world. Yeah, because they've been getting down to sort of single digits, haven't they, at night. So lovely to have you here. I hope wherever you are warm. And for our friends listening in the US and in Canada, I really hope that you are enjoying your wonderful summer. I noticed, my kids, my daughters in particular, message me all the time, but they don't message me so much in the summer. They're out doing stuff, out doing things. All right, we're going to talk today about, isn't it time to believe in yourself? This is the one thing I think -6. Holy cow, -6. Oh, that's cold. -6. A little bit of story. We lived in Edmonton, Alberta. For those who don't, you may not know where, for Australians may not know where Edmonton is, but Edmonton is in Alberta, in Canada. It's in the prairies, and it's one of the northernmost capital cities. And we would regularly get down to -30, -35. Hello, Louise. Down to -30, -35 in the wintertime. But you know what? The houses were warm and the cars were warm, and we had these enormous big coats and hats and gloves and boots. Pain in the neck, getting out of them wherever you went. But everything was warm. You actually didn't. I feel it here more so. Let's get on with this. One of the biggest challenges, I've got three topics we're going to be talking about today. One of the biggest challenges, I think, that's cold. That's right. Yeah. Isn't it true, Donna? You go up in Canberra and you feel so cold and Queensland. I know. Our houses aren't ready for it. We're used to opening everything up, letting the breeze in. Let's talk about believing in yourself. One of the things I want to talk about, first of all, is the challenge. Let's get back on track this morning. The challenge of believing in yourself when you're surrounded by negativity, and in particular, negative people. We can all give sort of great lip service. Okay, Don. Okay, Cecily. Interesting. Okay, sometimes if you log back in and out, It helps. Be Alive sometimes can be a bit buggy. Fire is on, Debbie. Fire is on, I'll bet. We can give great lip service to setting intentions, being focused. What do we want with our lives? Setting, okay, I've got my word ready, I've got my intentions. But if the bottom, underneath it, is if you have this doubt about believing in yourself, or you have this fear around believing in yourself, it can really be the one thing that holds you back. And if you're surrounded by positive people and people that will build you up, that can be easy to stay on track. But if you're surrounded by people who are negative, they might be worriers, they might be the type of people that go, why can't you just be like everybody else? Why do you have to have these great grand visions for yourself? It can be really difficult to stay on track. So there's a couple of things. Number one is to be very, very clear on what it is you really want. Now, in the event that we're doing next weekend, this is what we're going to be working on a lot. What do you really want? Does this align with your vision, align with your purpose most of all? Be very clear. And of course, we talk a lot about vision boards. I think vision boards are very, very important for you. And not just mamby-pamby vision boards. Like, there's not pretty pictures. They could be very specific. I actually, in my vision boards, print out photos and put wording on them, exactly what I want. Because when you are sort of in that negativity, it can just pull on your energy levels. It can just pull on your energy levels, and you find yourself going down into a deep kind of hole. I had a bit of a meltdown this week on Monday. It was just, I'd had a great morning, great workout, great meditation, blah, 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 feeling terrific smoothie in the morning, yada, yada, yada. Between the hours of 9 and 10, bam, felt like the whole world was falling apart. Everything went wrong. And I just lost the plot. There's lost the plot slightly. My husband kind of cleared out a bit. But I knew what to do. I knew exactly what to do, to get back, get very clear. Okay, what am I doing? What's my vision? What's my purpose? Where's my vision board? My word for the year. Tap on it. Hold out the essential oils. All that stuff. So it's to be very clear on what you want, because if you have doubt and you're not sure, when the negativity comes at you from sort of left of field, it can be enough to throw you off track. So being very clear doesn't mean you're not going to have bad days. It doesn't mean you're not going to have days when it all feels like it's falling in a heap. Those are what I call challenges, and we're always going to face challenges. That's just life. You're just going to. What happens is, if you get trapped in struggle, that's the difference. Because struggle is somebody trying to tell you something. Challenge is, okay, this isn't going according to plan, and immediately go back to what's my vision, what's my purpose, and you slip into that beginning to ask the right questions. So if you're surrounded by negative people, there's a couple of things that you need to ask. And we've talked about this before, is that where is your need for approval and where is your need for validation? There's a great thing about being surrounded by people who are negative, and that's that it can give you great courage. It can help you take your success to the next level, because it can make you more determined. I heard a really interesting quote from Oprah Winfrey and Ileana Van Zandt on the Super Soul Sunday. They both said coming from poor, negative, violent backgrounds is actually the reason they are doing what they're doing now. That they were able to take that, all that negativity, all that people telling them they couldn't get what they want, and turn around to say, yes, this is what I'm going to do. It gave them the impetus, the energy to do it. So the challenge is, when you face against negative people, is to ask yourself, am I really invested in my own success? Am I invested in me? And if there's some levels of some doubt or not believing in yourself, that's what you need to work on. You need to find where those came from. And that only exists in your mind, remember. That's got nothing to do with reality. Those exist in the amygdala, in your limbic system of your brain, that operates 200 times faster than the other part of your brain. And so that stuff comes up so fast. Bam, bam, bam. You're not good enough. Who do you think you are? Where do you think you're going? What makes you think you can get there? But those things come flying at you the minute you're faced with a bit of negativity. But if you can stop yourself at that point, okay, what is this? This ego talking? This isn't me. I was perfectly fine 10 minutes ago. Tap on it. Get that emotion down. Get it down so you can think more clearly. Because remember that validation, we're seeking validation, and the fear of stepping into your courageous self is fear of rejection, fear of criticism, fear of confrontation. So those three fears are what comes up for you when you're surrounded by negativity. So when you can stop it right there, take a deep breath, step back. All right, what do I need to work on here? What's happening? And that's exactly what I did. I went and actually sat in the sun, found a little spot by a bush because it was really windy in the sun, and just tapped on, okay, what's going on for me? What's happening? And of course, I got there. I figured out what it was. I never get what I want. Things never go according to plan for me. Tap, 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 tap. Found where it was. Got rid of it. And remember, that's a challenge to overcome. The second thing I want to talk about, and that's about, people are always going to criticize those who are successful, especially those who are not successful themselves. And I think it's a song, isn't it? I think it's by Pink, or somebody says, haters are always going to hate. I don't know where that quote comes from. So if you're surrounded by negative people who have, barbs throwing at you, is to step back and look at them. See if you can see the pain they're in. See if you can see where the challenge for them is. See if you can sort of send them some compassion. When we talked last week about being nice, compassion and empathy, is that part of being nice, non-judgmental, insightful, compassionate, empathetic. See if you can see it. See if you can remove your emotional energy from that. We're going to do a lot of this next week. Remove yourself from that and look at them with some compassion and empathy, so don't go down into the rabbit hole with them. I just want to share again the Theodore Roosevelt quote, and just the last little bit of it, when he said, the credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, who face is marred by dust and sweat and blood and strives valiant, but who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there's no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deed, who knows the enthusiasm, who knows? That's the person that you need to listen to. So unless somebody's been in that ring with you and somebody's in there with you, then their negativity is not your negativity. Got nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. So the ability to unhook ourselves from that negativity is incredibly important. And you're going to come up against negative people in your family. You'll come up against negative people in your work. You'll come up with some negativity sometimes from your friends who will go, really? Can't you just be sort of normal like everybody else? And really, you've got to look at it from their eyes. Just have some compassion and empathy for them. Non-judgment. I understand this is where you're at. I'm choosing to believe in myself right now. And then really get underneath where all that lack of belief is coming from, because it's going to come from what you've been told in the past, remember. That's where it's going to come from. So get back to number 2, is getting back to the things you do every single day. That's meditation. That's the tapping. That's the journaling. That's the exercise. That's the eating well. Looking at your vision board every morning. I write my intentions out every morning. 4 or 5 of them. Write them down every morning. Keep me on track. And I'm writing down my intentions. I've got my to-do list for the day right next to me. I'm making sure those align so that my purpose and the things I want to achieve are fully aligned and I don't go down that rabbit hole. So when you're faced with this lack of belief, feeling, I don't believe myself, go back to what works. When that little mini meltdown came on Monday, I was just back straight to, it was all done in 20 minutes. It was back to what I know works, because we can always remember the good things to do in the good times, right? But it's in the challenging times we forget. Get back to it. Do the tapping, do visualization, meditation. What's your word for the year? What is your word for the year? Are you actually invested in that word? So those are the keys, okay? Look, number one, when you're surrounded by negative people, look at it through their eyes. Have some compassion and empathy, but don't buy into their energy at all. Have a strong belief in yourself. Have that strong vision about where you're heading. And I'm going to share with you in a minute what I learned from number one wealth and business coach, apparently, in the world on Tuesday. Number two, get back to doing what you do. Your level of belief will rise if you're releasing the emotional energy around it. Okay, it will rise, your level of belief, as you fill up. Your gratitude. Gratitude is the other one, three gratitudes. So looking at your level of belief and understanding too, everybody has moments of doubt. Everybody, and I'm getting on to number three. So number three, I attended an event on Tuesday run by a guy called JT Fox. Now, somehow I've been living under a rock because I had no idea who he was, but he runs these incredible events with people like Sylvester Stallone and Michael Douglas and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and is all over, media, speaks in 45 countries. He told us 100 times. Very different Canadian than I'd ever met before, let me tell you. But he was sharing with us some really, really powerful strategies. I love going to things like that where you can actually come away with, pages and pages of notes. And he's very good at what he does, obviously very good at what he does. But one of the things he shared, morning, Lucy. Oh, we missed you too. Lovely to have you back. Lovely to have you back. So one of the things that he shared, which I think was so powerful, and it's his own personal story too, which is really, really, I love those personal stories. I love personal stories. Oh, do you tell me how it's? Yeah. I didn't know who he was. I'm actually very impressed in his, wow, it was incredible. But, and the things, people he's worked with in particular and what he's done, some amazing things. And his own story, about being a young guy and, $900 in his bank account and an old pickup truck and drives across the border and, makes it. And he's just, I'm just in awe of people who do that. But he told this story about self-doubt. And he was saying, even super mega successful people have those moments of doubt. He talked about Elon Musk, who was one rocket ship away from losing the entire company. He, selling the Tesla before it was even on the road. And incredible stories about individuals, because he mixes with them. And there was one key element that he talked about for believing in yourself. And that was, drum roll, take action. That was it. He said, take action. That the best way to power through the times when you don't believe in yourself is to do something. And you know what happens? When we don't believe in ourselves, what happens is we go into the flight, fight, and freeze response. Stress levels rise. We go crazy. Body floods with cortisol. Flight, fight, and freeze. And one of those is freeze, which is inertia. We just stop. We go, I don't know what to do. His tip, by interviewing all these successful people, was they took action. They kept going. They made one more phone call. They got out and knocked on one more door. They came up with one more idea. And do you know, I find, and I know I've been guilty of this in the past, I don't do it anymore, but in the past, is that in the moment of not believing myself, I go into a hole. I'm going to shut down. I'll go. And he just reiterated to me on Tuesday that if you truly believe in yourself, if you're able to overcome the negativity by releasing your fear of rejection, criticism, and confrontation, if you're able to release the connection between you and the person negativity, and see them through compassion, empathy, nice, remember, non-judgment, insight, compassion, empathy, and you take action, you're going to overcome the disbelief eventually. Oprah Winfrey talks about it all the time, and her way of dealing with the lack of belief in herself is to eat. And she's quite open also that we all have our ways of dealing with it. But if you can stop yourself at that point, that's what's really incredible. And that's what we're going to be doing, of course, in the event next week. I'm so excited about the event. It's just coming together just beautifully. And we're now going to be in the phenomenal venue, and it's all just come together this week. So I'm super duper excited. If you're able to make it again, where am I here? My thing isn't working today. You can just go to where are we? Don't you love it when I've got to hide that one. Show. It's telling me it's showing. My mouse isn't working this morning. I don't know why. Another challenge this week. The event coming up next weekend. So this time next week, I'm actually going to be doing a Facebook Live from the venue, and I'm going to be able to show you where we will be spending 2 days. Oh, so exciting. So exciting. But we are going to be doing it at the event. So the cutoff time for numbers is Thursday. If you're keen, you want to know more, the details are on that landing page, just my website /event. And I am super excited. We're going to be working on purpose. And today, if you are local, by the way, at between 10 and 11 today, I'm actually going to be on ABC Gold Coast. If you can, I don't know if you can stream it, 91.7 FM. I've got a great interview with Kim. My name's gone from me. Devonish. Kim. No, that's not right. Oh, God. Oh, I need to tap on memory. Yeah, so between 10 and 11 today, we've got an interview on ABC FM, 91.7 FM, about the event. So if you want to know more about it, it's actually going to be on. I will see if I can get some footage of that. All righty. So how are we all still here? We're going to do some tapping now as we close it off. It's 8 minutes to the hour. Let me know if you have any questions, any ahas. Remember, we've got a delay, so it takes a little while for me to get those. So to go back to the 3 points when you're believing in yourself. Number one, know what you want. Make sure that vision board is very clear on what you want, and your intentions, your word for the year matches those. Number two, if you're feeling trapped around negative people, look at your fear of rejection, fear of criticism, fear of confrontation, work around that, have some empathy for those who are negative rather than buying into their energy, and get back to what you're doing, your daily habits, the first 20 minutes of your day. So important. And of course, take action. If you're on purpose, you'll know exactly what you need to do. Exactly. It will just come to you, because remember that purpose is intuitive, and so you'll know what to do. It's also responsive, so the opportunities will come up, and you will know what to respond to, and it's regenerative. It just gives you constant energy. So if you're on purpose and you come up against a challenge, you're going to know what to do, and you just need to tap around it. All righty, let's do a tapping this morning, shall we? Let's tap. We're going to tap on your level of belief in yourself. I want you to measure on a scale of 1 to 10. A scale of 1 to 10. How strong is your belief in yourself? Be really honest. No one's watching. Just you. Scale of 1 to 2. 10. Strong is your belief in yourself. And let's do some tapping to get that up to a 10, shall we? I'd like to finish that with a 10. Now, remember, of course, all this tapping, it's general. I'm just doing a general tapping for you to really get underneath it. It's something you really need to get deep to where it started from. What are the words that come up when you think about, do I believe in myself? What's the images of the times when you believed in yourself and something happened and people picked on you? Those are the things. Tapping is not a one-off, remember. So just be wary that we're just doing general tapping. All right, here we go. Looking at your level. Even though my level of belief in myself is a, and I want to make it a 10. I deeply and completely accept myself and how I feel. Even though sometimes I doubt myself. Sometimes I don't believe in myself. I deeply and completely accept myself and how I feel. Even though my level of belief is a, and I want to move it to a 10. What do I need to release in order to shift that belief to a 10? I deeply and completely accept myself and how I feel. Here we go. This level of belief, my level of belief in myself, sometimes it slips. My level of belief, it's back to an old story. This level of belief, my level of belief, I want to believe in myself more. My level of belief, I want to shoot that up to about a 10. This level of belief, I know I lose belief in myself easily. It comes from a story of the past that I'm ready to release. My level of belief, this level of belief in myself. Okay, take a deep breath and let it go. Now what I want you to do is just to let your mind flow. Okay, I want you to start writing down all the things you've been told as a child about believing in yourself. It may be a memory like just only happened last week, but see if you can get right back. Okay, see if you can find that. Where was that your belief in yourself was taken away? Okay, so now we're just going to very quick reframe because we're just on almost 2 minutes to 8. Okay, I want you just to think, I want you to look at that level that you've written down, and I want you to look at it, and we're going to ask the question. Okay, we're going to go straight into tapping. Tap with me. What do I need to release to shift that level of belief up? I choose to be open to releasing that limiting beliefs that stopped me believing in myself. I choose to be open to all these ideas and thoughts. I'm ready to believe in myself. I choose to believe in myself. I choose to believe in myself. I choose to forgive all those who have held me back. I choose to have compassion and empathy for those who are negative. But I choose to release myself from their energy. I choose to believe in myself. I choose to believe in my vision. I choose to believe in myself. I choose to believe in my vision. Okay, just take a deep breath. And let it go. Okay, from the I am statements out of that, remember the I am statements for your mantra this week is to say, I am strong. I am powerful. I am successful. So see if you can pull some I am statements out of that. You might need to do a little bit of work on that this week, just to, where was it in the past when my belief in myself disappeared? Where was it? And when the negativity, because you're aware of it now, it's going to come up, of course. When you're aware of it this week, just look. When it comes up for you, go, oh, okay, so where's that pattern? That's all it is, about finding a pattern. All right. How'd you go? Let me know. We're going to finish this now, and next week, fingers crossed everything goes okay with Wi-Fi. Should, where we're at. I will be doing my Facebook Live this time next week from the venue where we're holding the event, and I cannot wait to do that Facebook Live with some pretty spectacular views from where we are. So I look forward to seeing you next week. I wish you a wonderful week. Remember, do that internal work, 20 minutes. Thank you, Lucy. Great to have you again. Have you on again, I mean. Have you on again. Yeah, hopefully, Donna. Oh, you're welcome, Debbie. Oh, Debbie, stay warm where you are. It's still a beautiful part of the world, I think. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and I shall see you from the top next week. Okay, bye for now.